How's it going, Craziacs? Welcome to episode 2 of the simulation series in NHL 25, where we simulate the careers of some of the Canes players and prospects. Today, we'll be looking at Pyotr Kochetkov. Now, does he stay fighting those demons of discipline, or does he get over the hump and become that number one starter we've all been hoping for? Stay tuned, and let's begin. So, without further ado, hopping right into it, Pyotr played a total of 339 games, racking up 260 wins for the Hurricanes and about 89 losses with 37 overtime/shootout losses. He also put up 25 shutouts with a .905 save percentage and a 2.80 goals against average. He eventually retired at the age of 37 as a solid backup for the Hurricanes and faltered down to the overall of 85. With his peak being around 90 overall as the consensus starter for the Canes, although that was short-lived. He reached elite goaltender status, but like I previewed there, it was short-lived as well, when the Canes actually took another prospect from their deep pool who took over his role. So unfortunately, what you'll see as a trend here is a lot of Canes, including players and goalies, their careers may have been altered a little bit just because of how deep the prospect pool is and how difficult it is to get playing time for this loaded Canes team. And that is one of the major factors that did apply to Pyotr Kochetkov here, and you'll probably see that in the next few episodes, maybe, spoiler. But anyways, let's just hop right back into this video. As said before and alluded to earlier, he was an incredible goalie for the Hurricanes, with his stardom being outshined a little bit just by some of the other goaltenders. But he did have one thing going for him, and that was his incredible tenacity and his X-Factor abilities, which stood out for him in the Canes to cause the Canes to have their dynamic dynasty of success for several years. Absolutely a GOAT between the pipes. So, as it was during the beginning, Freddie Anderson was the dedicated starter for the Hurricanes, and as soon as he got older and eventually retired out, Pyotr eventually picked up the slack and became the starter. However, this is around the same time where, I'm not going to name names, but some of these goaltender prospects for the Canes were developing and coming up, and that's when there was an overlap of 50-50, but one goalie in particular stood out and eventually rose above, and it is usually a dog fight between these two goalies, and you'll see who that is eventually. But Pyotr, still a very good goaltender for the Hurricanes. Speaking of success, a lot of people compare success in the NHL to playoff wins and obviously Stanley Cups, and Pyotr Kochetkov was not new to winning in the playoffs. He had 86 games played, posted 46 wins with 26 losses and 8 overtime losses, a total of 6 shutouts with a .909 save percentage and 280 goals against average. Now, only if he could do this in real life, that would be pretty awesome if you ask me. I do love Pyotr Kochetkov a lot, but he's got to face those discipline demons. Thank you, EA, for showing it is possible. Also showing a lot of other things that could be possible. The Ehlers episode, 182 points. Anyways, but all I can say is as long as he defeats those demons, I feel like, this could be a realistic sim. Finally, he did actually bring some hardware home during his tenure. 3 Stanley Cups for the Carolina Hurricanes, with an impressive 3 William M. Jennings trophies. Now, with all this in mind, it is safe to say that this slots him as one of, maybe actually he is the best goaltender considering these trophies and all this hardware and the statistics. I'm sorry, Cam Ward.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really.
But he finally did face those discipline demons and became an incredibly reliable starter for the Hurricanes, although he did have some faltering moments during the playoffs. But other than that, he was probably the best goaltender in Carolina history. Mostly consistent and a decent starter. Decent, oh, that's an understatement. He was a great starter for the Hurricanes. He did have some road bumps now and then. Already alluded to and talked about a little bit here and there, but a massive force that fought against him was just simply the fact of how insanely deep the goaltending pool was that the Canes did have, with each one fighting for a spot, dog fighting for a spot to crack that immensely deep and strong roster. And it saddens me that he gets outshunned sometimes, but at the same time, it's tough. It's really tough when you're always fighting for your lives, fighting for your spot, fighting for money. And I mean, I think he did a very good job considering how much success was brought with him in between the pipes during the season and during the playoffs as well. And it sucks to see him go, but you guys will definitely enjoy seeing what happens next. Honestly, overall, I think Pyotr Kochetkov developed very well and met our expectations as Canes fans and actually exceeded them. He did very well considering, I mean, actually, to be honest, with that stacked, loaded roster that you have in front of you, defensively, offensively, and I guess between the pipes too, because we were very well during this sim, and that's undeniable. But Pyotr Kochetkov did very well, and I think us Canes fans can appreciate what EA is showing love to, and can also appreciate that Pyotr does have upside. It's literally just that discipline demon. Anyways, so before we all wrap this up, I'll throw up on screen the statistics and his awards, and then we'll hit the outro. So yeah. And with all that being said, thank you Canes fans for watching. Thank you Craziacs. Remember to like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to hit that bell so you never miss a video or a simulation series episode or a podcast or a short or anything. Make sure you hit that bell, and I'll catch you all in the next episode. Peace.